Well, good morning, YouTube. I'm on week 21 now, and so we'll do the numbers first. So I actually weigh 77.3 kilograms at the moment. I lost 1.5 kilograms last week, which is brilliant. So my total weight loss in pounds is 54.2. Don't forget that point 2. And so that in kilograms is 24.6. So I'm really pleased with that. And I thought I'd show you. I didn't really take a before picture, which I regret, really. I should have done. And I've no way am I finished my journey. You know, I've still got another, nearly 25, no, 35 pounds to go. So, you know, and I'll get there. But I just wanted to quickly show you a before picture. Now, it is in this picture. I'll just hold it up so you can see it. I've got that there. My parents are in the photo, and I haven't asked them permission, so I've blotted them out. But if you can see in that picture, that was over 2 years ago, and I know for a fact that I was around 95 kilograms there. And you know, when I started this journey, I was 101.9, so I was even fatter, or bigger, shall we say, than I was in that picture there. So I'm going to stand up now and show you what I look like now. And then I'm going to ask my husband to join me so you can see, you know, me against him and the difference. So this is me now. I've got size 14 jeans on. This is a 16 top. I've still got a way to go. I've still got quite a big belly. But I actually feel normal now. So, John, if you want to come over. So I'll show you stood next to my husband, and I can tell you he's lost weight as well. He's lost 10 kilograms, so he's no longer, he's getting rid of his belly. But come in here a bit more, back a bit. So I can stand next to my husband now and no longer feel like I'm his mother. I feel that I'm an equal partner now, size-wise, so that makes me feel really good. Right, thank you, dear. So, you know, like I say, I've still got a way to go, and I will get there. It's, you know, it's going to take a little bit of time. So that's the comparison. So I wrote a little list about what I want to talk about this week. And as you know, I swapped my diet from sort of vegan and then just trying to do a low fat diet myself. And then last week I decided to try the keto diet, ketogenic diet. And I've done it relatively mostly this last week. But there were two functions in that which I found quite a challenge. One was we went out for a meal on cinnamon night, and I picked fish of the day, and I thought it was going to come with vegetables and asparagus and roasted tomatoes, which it did the previous time, but no, it came on a bed of couscous. Well, couscous is a no-no on the ketogenic diet. You're cutting out as many of the carbs as you can. And of course, in those products, there's a lot of carbs. But I ate it. You know, I thought, well, you know, I'm here. I've ordered it. As you know, I can't abide waste, so I ate it. So I compensated for that the next day, if you like, and I didn't have any breakfast. So the next day, I only had the 2 meals. And then on Saturday, it was my husband's work function, and we went along to that, and it was great because it was a buffet. And I did choose, I had chicken and a small piece of ham. I also had a piece of salmon, so quite a lot of meat, but that's okay. And then, look, fortunate for me, they did have broccoli and cauliflower, so I was able to have that. But I had a little bit of garden salad, so I didn't have of the other pasta salads and bean salads and all the other salads they had there. I didn't go for those, and I didn't touch the potatoes, and I didn't touch any gravy. So I had a relatively ketogenic main meal. And then the dessert. Now, normally these functions, you go up and you have, you know, a selection, and I'd already made up my mind that I was just going to have a piece of cheese because I'm allowed that. You're allowed more fats. And but they didn't do that. They actually brought the dessert to the table, so it was a fixed dessert. and it was a meringue with a berry coulis and some squidgy, squirty cream, which is definitely a no-no on the ketogenic diet. And I looked at it. The berry's okay, but I'm sure it would have had sugar in it. And I sort of looked at it, and I looked over at my husband, and he looked at his, because he doesn't like meringue. But hey, I ate it, and I didn't enjoy it. It was really sweet to my palate because I haven't had sweet things, so it was, but I ate it, and there you go. But I still managed to lose weight, and I compensated that yesterday for having quite a big fast day yesterday. I only had probably less than 400 calories all day. So if I do have a blowout like that, then I can compensate the next day, so that's good. Had my hair cut, you've probably noticed, so I'm really pleased with that. My husband had a $100 Prezi card that he was given for doing a favour in work, and he gave it to me, and so I thought, I'm going to go and have my hair done, coloured and cut, a decent cut that I can look after through the summer and a bit cooler, and yeah. But we won't tell him it was more than $100, so mum's the word. Anyway, so that's that. He's walking past me.
You whispering?
No. So that was that. So the ketogenic diet is quite a thing to get your head around. I'm still getting my head around what I can and can't have, or what I can have, but in moderation. So it's taken a little while, and but I will get used to it, and I'm quite happy to embrace this for a while, to just shift the rest of that bit of weight, and then I'll go on to the maintenance part of it, and obviously further down the track I'll talk about what I'm going to do. One of my subscribers asked me to put in pictures of the meals, so I will insert the first picture now, and I believe, I'm doing this from memory, I believe it was a salad. So I just had, I think it was a tuna salad from memory, which is just basically a salad, and the back picture is my husband's meal, and he just grated himself up some carrot and beetroot, which he had with his, and I had a little bit of beetroot and carrot, just a sprinkle, which is fine because the root vegetables are quite high in carbs, so you've got to sort of steer away from those. And then the second picture is bacon and egg. You're allowed to have bacon and egg on the ketogenic diet because although it's higher fat, there are no carbs, hardly any carbs in it. So I had bacon, egg, tomato, and mushrooms. And I cooked the mushrooms in butter, and they were very nice. So I'll insert both those pictures one after the other as I'm talking about them now, and I'll put them up there so you can see them. And the other meals, like I say, 2 nights eating out, and then I think one night I didn't have anything, which was last night. So those were the meals I'd done this week, and I'm looking up more meals and trying to get more creative with the meals as we go along. So yeah, so that's that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I want to thank all my supporters on here for supporting me. There's Rick L, there's Fernanda, there's Jerry, there's Margaret East in the UK, there's Margaret Boom who lives in New Zealand. Sorry if I ain't mentioned your name, but thank you all for your support. It's been really good. It helps me keep motivated and keep going. And there was somebody, I'm going to get tearful, I'm not trying not to, but there's somebody I want to thank who really inspired me really to start this journey. And I'll just gather myself and I'll come back. So that's better. So I want to thank Polly and Clive. Now they are friends of mine that live up in Motueka on this island, and they did quite a big weight loss journey themselves, and primarily I think it was for Clive's health, and I really hope they don't mind me talking about it on YouTube. I'm sure they won't. I'm not showing you pictures of them or anything. But they did it primarily for Clive's health, and of course Polly was preparing the meals, so she went along, and I think she wanted to lose weight as well. But they did remarkably well, and it sort of got me thinking really about, here I am, I'm heading towards diabetes, I'm heading towards heart disease, I'm heading into the golden years, if you like, for want of a better word. And I thought, and they are a little older than me, and I thought, it can be done. I can do this, and they sort of inspired me. They gave me encouragement, and so I want to thank them. It's a big thank you to them. Sorry for getting emotional. Right, so Dexter's come over to see why, because they pick up, when you get emotional, dogs pick up on it and they want to come over and comfort you. My Freddie, my boy Freddie that I had, whenever I used to get emotional with him, he always came over and comforted me. And Dexter's the same, so it's really good. So they're going to start now in the background. Anyway, and another person I want to thank, and although I speak to her every day, I see her quite a lot, is my friend Penny. She doesn't really follow YouTube anyway, so she won't know I'm talking about her, but she's done the ketogenic diet from the beginning. We more or less started our journey together. We're more or less the same weight when we start. In fact, I think she was lighter than me, and we're more or less the same weight now. So we've sort of, come along our journey together, and she did the ketogenic side of things, and I just did what I did. And the last week, where I've swapped to the ketogenic diet, she's given me lots of advice and lots of information, and it's really good. So I want to thank her for putting me on this next stage of the weight loss program. So I think that's all for now. I can't think of anything else. Like I say, my journey's not finished. I still got a way to go, but I feel great. I feel healthy. I will tell you, the first half of the beginning of the week when I'd swapped over, I did feel quite lethargic and tired to start with. But I think that is the process, because my body's got to get used to, oh my God, what is she putting in me now? This is completely different, kind of thing. And when you read the blurb about it, it does say that you will get that to start with. You will get tired. There's quite a list of things: lethargic, dizziness, what was the other one? Mood swings, etc., etc. But you sort of come through that sort of phase, and then you start to feel great. And I can honestly say this morning, especially after weighing myself, I feel absolutely great. And even, I'll tell you, I walked the dogs this morning, and a hare ran out, and I was ahead of the dogs, and Penny was stood with me, and the other two bigger dogs were further down chasing the hare, which was running towards me. It was only a small one, and I sort of went like that. I was going to get out its way. Penny ran towards it, and it literally jumped over the top of Penny, because she's only small, and carried on running. Of course, the dogs ran after it right up to the end of the road, and it's a busy road at the end. And I thought, oh my God. So I ran after them, and I actually ran. I haven't run for years, because I couldn't run. I was carrying so much weight that I physically couldn't do it. Anyway, I ran after the dogs, and I got them all back at me, because they wear the e-collars, as you know, and I whistled them back. You've got a whistle on it, and I whistled them back, and they came back. But I came back smiling to myself, to think I actually ran. So it was absolute brilliant. So, so that's really good. And another quick explanation why my husband's home on a Monday is he's gone to a 4-day week. So it's a trial period. They're doing it for 3 months. So he's having a long weekend. They could choose the Friday or the Monday. He chose the Monday because he said it's more like a bonus day at the end of a weekend. It does mean he's got to work 4 10-hour days, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but he's quite happy to do that, to get the extra day off work, and it's nice to have him home for that extra day. So let's hope that they continue to do that, and it will be good. It works out well. And we've made a pact that on this Monday we're going to go around the woods here and clear up some of the branches that have fallen down. So some more physical work, which will be really good for us. So that'll be great. And I'm also, sorry, I'm going on a bit, but I'm also gonna concentrate on just 2 meals a day for me. So what I've decided to do, I'm having like what I call a brunch, so like a late breakfast around 11 o'clock. So I'm going to stretch out till then. So I give my time a nice decent time between meals. So if I have my first meal at 11 o'clock, which will consist of a reasonable amount of food, you know, I'll have I've been having yogurt with berries and some seeds and that in it, which is really nice. Homemade yogurt, Greek yogurt. And or I could have some poached eggs or scrambled eggs as well. You can have the two together, that, or not together, but you know, as a breakfast. And then I'm going to have my main meal of the day around 3 o'clock. So I'll have, you know, my normal meal then, and then it'll give me from 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock the next day, which is a decent period of time. So what is it? 3 to 6 is let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 o'clock is 6 hours. So then 3 o'clock in the morning will be another 6 hours. So I can't work it out over my top of my head, but it's a good long fasting period, you know. So I think it's 20 hours, but whatever it is, it's a decent length of time that I'm not having any food between, you know, from after 3 o'clock until 11 o'clock the next day. That period of time will set my body to go into a ketogenic state, which is where your body switches from burning the instant glucose that you're putting in your body with the carbs to looking around my body and thinking, oh, you know, I need more fuel here. What can I burn? And it's hopefully going to burn my fat cells. And that's how that's a very basic way of explaining it, but that's how it works. And in that fasting period, from 3 till 11 in the morning, I cannot eat anything with a calorific value. So I can have black tea, which I'm getting used to. It's not that bad. Black coffee, which I haven't tried yet, but I may start drinking that, or water. Or you can have the fruit teas, but only the ones that don't have any calorific value. If there's any calorific value in whatever you drink, you will it's only temporary, but you will spike your body, because it will suddenly think, fuel here, I've got to burn that first, and it will. And then, you know, so it gives you a little spike where you will burn that rather than the fat in your body. Pardon me. So it'll, you know, it will alter the state, and I don't want to do that. So, hi Ruby. So, yeah. So I'm going to end it here because it's getting another long one, but hopefully it won't be so long next week. So once again, thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers and the people that inspired me, and anybody that I didn't mention. And I'll catch up with you next week.